Welcome to today's session. In this video, we're going to explore how to set up a single-level IVR automation in Office 24by7. IVR, or Interactive Voice Response, helps callers connect to the right department quickly without waiting for manual redirection. Let's begin. In this example, we're setting up a single-level IVR automation. First, let's look at the components involved. In the automation menu, click the Add New Automation button and give it a campaign name. I'll call mine Single-level 4 IVR Setup. In the description, I'll add routes calls based on the caller menu selection in the IVR. Next, I'll set the duration. Select the days on which it should run, and then hit Save. On the left-hand side of the automation configuration screen, you'll see nodes categorized into triggers, conditions, flow control, and actions. On the right-hand side, you have the workspace where you'll build the flow. If you want to know about these node categories in detail, we have explained them in another video. Click the link above or in the description for that video. To start, you simply click on any node to bring it into the workspace. The very first node of any automation should always be the trigger node type, which is called from object, because this defines the source from where the automation begins. Without defining this, the system won't know where to start. Once the node is in place, double-click it to open the configuration panel. Enter the label name and description. Now, select the object type. You can choose either a standard object or a dynamic object. Since we're setting up an IVR flow, I'll select standard. Next, choose the object. And here it's communication.cloud telephony, because that's the module and object where IVR should be configured. Then select the action in record, either create or update. I'll select create because we're creating a new record for each inbound call. For call type, the options are inbound or outbound, and I'll select inbound since we're routing incoming calls. This automatically loads the virtual number field with available virtual numbers. From here, I'll select one of the numbers. Then, I'll hit save. Now that the first node is ready, let's connect it with the next one. I'll pick a message file node. The purpose of this node is to greet the caller with a welcome message. In the configuration panel, I'll give it a label and description, then choose the message type. Since this is an IVR call, I'll select voice. In voice type, I'll select to caller because the message is meant for the caller. Next, I'll select the service number where the welcome message is already assigned in the IVR add-ons. The system will automatically load all audio files attached to that number. From here, I'll choose the audio file that plays the welcome message. This is the message that greets the caller and says, for sales, press 1, for support, press 2, and for others, press 3. Once that's done, I'll click Save. Now I'll connect the first node to the second one using the dotted arrow line. I'll fast forward and show you how my entire setup is created. Next comes the third node, which is the menu node. The menu node is essential because it captures the caller's input and directs the call accordingly. The menu type options are virtual number, chat, or WhatsApp. Since this is an IVR flow, I'll select virtual number. Then, I'll assign names to each input, just as the audio says in the welcome message. For option 1, I'll name it Sales, for option 2, Support, and for option 3, Others. I can also define the maximum number of input attempts from the dropdown, either 1, 2, or 3. I'm going with 2 attempts, and the maximum input time can be provided in seconds. I chose 5 seconds. You can provide names for these attempts so the system knows how to handle them. Now it's time to route these options. To do this, I'll use Assign Nodes. An assign node is a bridge between the menu and the people node, because it controls how the selected menu option should be routed to the appropriate users. I'll create 3 assign nodes and connect each one to options 1, 2, and 3 from the menu node. Each assign node will have a clear label and description so that the flow remains easy to understand. The assign nodes now need to connect to people nodes, which define who will actually receive the call. I'll create 3 people nodes, one for each option. In the first people node, I want calls to go to the sales department. So, in the Select People Type dropdown, I'll choose User, because the call needs to be routed to internal team members. From the User Selection dropdown, I'll pick all users in the sales team. In the User Field Type dropdown, I'll select Mobile Number, since the system should dial their registered numbers directly. The second people node will follow the same setup, but this time I'll select users from the support team. For the third people node, I'll select users handling general inquiries, covering all calls that don't fall under sales or support. Finally, every automation must end with an end node. The end node is crucial because it signals to the system that the flow is complete. I'll connect each of the people nodes to this end node so that the automation is properly closed. Now, let's recap how this IVR automation will work in action. When a customer calls the selected virtual number, the automation starts at the From Object node, which detects the inbound call. The system immediately plays the welcome message, asking the caller to press 1 for sales, 2 for support, or 3 for others. Based on their selection, the menu node captures the input and routes it through the assign node to the correct people node, where it gets directed to the right department. From there, the flow ends cleanly with the end node. And that's how we've set up a single-level IVR automation flow. It's simple, structured, and ensures every call is automatically routed to the right place without delays.